Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of 2-Bit Talks. And this week I decided to do a video on some stuff I've noticed that's been making the rounds on the internet the past, I would say, 2 weeks to actually a month. And that is Nintendo working on some new hardware. We've actually been hearing this for quite a while. But I've been noticing an uptick in it, and primarily, basically, that they're going to be coming out with like a portable, a Switch that's like 4K capable even, and I really think that it's ridiculous, some of the stuff that's coming out, because I just don't, maybe I lack imagination here, but I just don't see Nintendo by the beginning or even by 2019 coming out with a overpowered new Switch, Switch XL, so to speak. That just doesn't seem like them. If they were to come out with a Switch, it would be slightly more powerful. When I say come out with a Switch, I mean come out with a incremental hardware upgrade. It would be slightly more powerful, so it would be able to, probably run multiplats that are coming out right now, kind of like how the current Switch runs Doom, or the current Switch runs Wolfenstein 2. This would just be a way of them to kind of further and expand the Switch's life for big multiplat titles like that, Oh, here's slightly more powerful, hardware inside the console, so, they can kind of get some of those big AAAs to come over, and yeah, sure, you're playing a AAA title that has been downgraded in some aspects, but it's that game and it's portable. So I think that's what Nintendo might do. I don't see them coming, it's like, oh, a 4K capable portable device, That would be a very expensive piece of hardware. I mean, look at the PS4 Pro, which doesn't really actually do true 4K gaming, and then you look at the Xbox One X, which does do 4K gaming. Both of those consoles, $400+. Well, the X, of course, like $500, but you get what I'm saying. Those consoles, which are made to be played on the TV, so you don't have to condense anything, you can all put it in the box there, and they cost well over $400 or so dollars. And the Switch, which right now is at $300, and that's just the base Switch. Imagine, putting 4K into that, how much more expensive it would be, how big it would be, how much it would drain the battery. Like, I feel like some people who are talking about this on YouTube and articles that are, that talk about this type of stuff, I don't think that they're taking that kind of stuff into account. And that's why I think at the beginning of next year, we're not even going to have that much of an advance in the hardware, meaning like there's a certain situation with the 3DS, what was it, XL or whatnot, where most games play on the old 3DS and the new 3DS. There's only like a handful of games that only play on the new 3DS because it takes advantage of that, extra horsepower in the hardware. I don't even think we're going to get that. I think what we're going to get is a more efficient running model of the Switch. One where they've probably fixed the issues of the screen scratching from the dock. Probably also fixing the heat issue, because now, my Switch personally has not warped because of the heat, but the back of the plastic where a screw from the back is in, that thing, because of the heat coming when it's docked and even when you're playing it, has made that plastic crack. I've never dropped my Switch, but there's a crack in the back and all that. So I think this new model is going to be just a more efficient, model from the previous Switch. I mean, and also maybe they can reduce the price too, because the parts are probably cheaper by this point. So I think that's what we're going to see, is they're going to roll out a newer, sleeker model, quote-unquote slim Switch model, if you want to put it that way. But I don't think we're getting any massive update, not anytime soon within the next year. I think Nintendo is going to keep rolling with the success of the Switch, and we aren't going to see a major, like, huge hardware upgrade until the PS5 and the next Xbox are well out on the market, meaning that they've launched. And then Nintendo will be like, alright, they've launched, so let's launch a newer, Switch successor, or even not even a Switch successor. You could even just do an incremental hardware upgrade and then go that route. But I see that being more 2020, maybe 2020, 2021. I just don't see Nintendo coming out with a more beefier hardware system next year. I just don't see it. We're only that would only be 2 years into the Switch's lifespan, and it is selling very well. And even then, a lot of people go, oh, well, you need it so they can play, the latest multiplats. They want to get, more multiplats like, Wolfenstein 2, or even the Dark Souls remaster is coming out. It's taking a little bit, but it's coming out on the Switch. They want to get more of that, and I think that's great, if you can get more of those games. But also, the Switch is, really popular for other stuff too, not just those big AAAs. Indies are doing fantastic on the Switch, and it's becoming a big system for that. Also, a bunch of old retro arcade games, at least for me, are popular on there. I get them. So the Switch has more to offer than just your basic AAA gaming experience, which I feel like the gaming community sometimes just forces that on, onto it. That's their standard. It's like, oh, Sony and Xbox have pretty much the same library, so why doesn't Nintendo? And I feel like that they kind of try to go, oh, well, Nintendo needs these games. And it's just like, honestly, Nintendo doesn't need those games. Wolfenstein 2 and Dark Souls Remaster might get some people to buy it, but Wolfenstein 2 and Doom, those are great games. That's awesome that they're on there, but I guarantee you most people did not buy a Switch to play Wolfenstein 2. They bought a Switch for things like Breath of the Wild, for Mario Odyssey. They bought a Switch because they can play pretty much a lot of awesome indie games that I've had on PS4 or I've had on Xbox are now on the Switch, and you can take them on the go. So to me, that's not the main reason why people buy a Switch. If they come to the system, that's great, but I don't think Nintendo should be pressured to beef up their hardware so that, more of these big multiplat games can make their way over. The system is great the way it is, minus maybe a newer model that fixes some of those, hardware issues with the heating and the scratching and all that. Definitely, that would be a much welcome thing, but I'm not asking for more power with my Switch. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know in the comment section below what you think. Be sure to, as always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and want to keep up to date with everything I'm doing. Also, ding the bell, that way YouTube hopefully notifies you to let you know what I am doing. That's it for me today, guys. I am hyped up on some caffeine. I'm going to go play some games. Have a good day. Bye.